Your lungs burn as the platoon explodes into a midnight run.
Pick it up.
The instructor's truck crawls beside you, waiting for someone to collapse.
Drive on.
For the first time, that someone might not be you. Your boots pound the asphalt as the platoon runs through the silent training base before sunrise. For weeks, your body has betrayed you during every march, every drill, every humiliating formation run. You remember the first morning when the drill instructor studied you like a broken machine. He stepped close enough that you smelled coffee and shouted that weak soldiers become dangerous liabilities. Your squad learned quickly that weakness spreads faster than fatigue during long marches. Every time the formation accelerated, you felt the invisible rope tightening around your lungs. Your legs burned while other recruits moved with the stubborn rhythm of people refusing to fail. The instructor began calling your number instead of your name whenever the formation stretched too far. You learned that numbers are easier to forget when someone eventually disappears from training. During evening cleaning hours, your squad leader quietly explained that falling behind punishes everyone. Extra push-ups appeared whenever the formation broke, and the platoon learned exactly who caused them. Nobody yelled at you directly, but the silence felt heavier than the instructor's voice. Each morning you stepped onto the pavement wondering how long the system tolerated weak links. Tonight the air feels colder, and the instructor announces a timed endurance run through the entire base. Your squad moves toward the starting line while your stomach tightens with familiar, quiet dread. The instructor raises a flare gun toward the pale sky and quietly tells the platoon, "This run decides reputations." The flare cracks overhead, and 80 boots explode forward across the dark pavement like a stampede. You push hard immediately, because hesitation always doomed you during every previous run. Cold air tears into your lungs, while the formation stretches through rows of silent barracks. Your squad leader runs beside you and watches carefully, waiting for the moment you usually collapse. The base wakes slowly around you as floodlights flicker on and illuminate the endless asphalt roads. Your breathing grows heavier, but the familiar panic does not arrive this time. You remember nights spent secretly running laps after lights out while the rest of the platoon slept? Those quiet runs were slow and painful, but each night your legs carried you a little farther. The formation turns sharply around a supply warehouse, and the instructor's truck follows beside the road. A loudspeaker crackles as he announces that weak soldiers should start falling behind now. Several recruits drift backward immediately, their shoulders slumping under the growing weight of exhaustion. You recognize the same defeated expressions that once lived permanently on your own face. The pace suddenly increases as the front squad tries to impress the instructors watching from vehicles. Your calves tighten dangerously while the road begins climbing toward the steep communications hill. Your boot clips the uneven pavement and your body lurches forward before instinct forces your legs to recover balance. That hill destroyed you during the last endurance test, when your legs simply stopped obeying commands. You lean forward and attack the incline before doubt has time to form inside your mind. Your boots strike the pavement harder as gravity pushes against every muscle in your body. Halfway up the hill, you realize the platoon has not swallowed you yet. Your squad leader glances sideways with visible surprise, while your stride remains steady. The instructor's truck slows beside the climb while he studies recruits who begin slipping backward. The loudspeaker crackles as the instructor calmly asks if the weakest soldier finally learned how to run. You hear one recruit coughing violently as he drops out of formation behind the hill. The platoon crests the top and immediately accelerates again toward the distant obstacle training field. Sweat runs into your eyes, but the formation still surrounds you instead of disappearing ahead. Your lungs burn like open flames, yet your legs refuse to surrender the way they once did. Another recruit stumbles beside you and nearly collapses before two others drag him forward. The platoon moves past the rifle range where early morning fog hangs low across the grass. You realize with sudden shock that several recruits are now running behind you. Your body continues moving with stubborn rhythm, and the instructor's truck slowly passes your position. For the first time during training, the loudspeaker does not call your number across the formation. The run continues deeper into the base, but something inside you has already changed. The road suddenly turns toward the long gravel trail behind the training forest. Loose stones slide under your boots while the formation loses its perfect rhythm. Your lungs scream for air as the platoon pushes deeper into the rough terrain. The instructor's truck cannot follow here, and the shouting fades behind the trees. For several seconds, the only sound is 80 soldiers fighting their own breathing. Your legs begin trembling violently as exhaustion finally demands its price. Your boot slips on loose gravel and your knee slams into the dirt as the formation keeps moving forward. Your squad leader grabs the back of your vest and yanks you forward before the formation disappears. You recognize the familiar warning signs that usually send you collapsing behind everyone else. The trail rises again through thick trees, while the front squads disappear around the bend. Your vision narrows while the world shrinks into the rhythm of boots striking dirt. For one terrifying moment, your pace slows, and the formation begins pulling away. Your squad leader glances back and quietly orders you not to quit now. You force your arms to swing harder while every muscle in your body burns. The platoon rounds the final hill, and the finish line appears beside the parade field. Some recruits sprint desperately toward the line, while others stagger across the last stretch. You cross the finish line still inside the formation, barely believing your legs carried you there. Recruits collapse onto the grass while instructors walk slowly through the exhausted platoon. Your chest rises and falls violently, while sweat drips from your chin onto the dirt. For several seconds, you simply stare at the sky, trying to understand what just happened. The instructor finally approaches your squad while holding the clipboard used during every endurance test. He studies the names quietly before looking directly at you with narrowed, curious eyes. For a moment, he studies you carefully, like someone realizing a broken machine has finally started working. For months, his voice only appeared when the formation stretched and your number echoed across the base. Today, the loudspeaker never once called your number during the entire run. Your squad leader stands beside you and gives a small nod that replaces weeks of silent frustration. The instructor closes his clipboard and calmly tells the platoon that improvement matters more than talent. Several recruits glance toward you, because everyone remembers who used to break every formation. Nobody cheers or congratulates you, because the military system rarely celebrates small victories. But the quiet absence of disappointment spreads through the squad like a strange new kind of respect. As the platoon reforms, you realize nobody is watching you fail anymore. Later that night, the barracks grow quiet while exhausted recruits collapse into their narrow metal bunks. Your legs still ache deeply, but the pain feels different than the familiar weight of failure. You remember every run where the formation disappeared while instructors shouted your number across the base. During those first weeks, you could barely finish the first mile before the platoon vanished ahead. Tonight, the formation stayed around you, and the instructor never needed to say your name. Across the room, a new recruit struggles with blistered feet, breathing hard after his first week. You watch him carefully and realize someone else has just become the weakest soldier.
Hey, look at me.
You recognize the quiet fear in his
You're strong enough
eyes,
for this, okay?
because that same fear used to follow you
got your
every
back.
morning.